West funk, thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and reconnect to myself and all that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress and bring me looking like when blessings drop in. And so I cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Sip of water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah, let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Test. Let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Woo. Beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
Salute, everybody. Salute. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Hard Urban. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. First of all, I want to just thank everybody for reaching out to me on my community wall when I was telling y'all that I wasn't feeling very well. Appreciate that a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but like my youngest daughter, she was sick. She had looked like she just had a sinus infection. And y'all know how it is with children. They tend to want to pass their germs around to everyone, including the parents. So I was recovering from that, and so yeah. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all concerns. I appreciate y'all reaching out to me as well too for that. All right, and allow me time to recover as as I get over that. Because I was honestly was going to go live about this particular topic on Tuesday, I think, but due to me being sick, I wasn't able to. All right, so right now, I'm still a little congested right now, but I'm well enough where I could come on today and talk to you about this particular topic for today. All right, so appreciate y'all tuning in, appreciate y'all understanding that, and we first going to go ahead and jump right into it. Now, for some strange reason, I'm having some weird feedback from my headphones, but y'all don't hear it, but I hear it. So I'm gonna want to turn off my headphones. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 moment. All right. Test, test. All right, there we go. We're freestyling without my headphones. So, all right. So once again, appreciate y'all tuning in to the podcast today. Zoe, Zoe, I see you in the chat right now. Now, Zoe saying, "Well, now, and I've been transitioned for after 4 years of this deception, and I'm glad. It's thanks to Jesus that I'm free of it. My third latest video explains more," which I have seen that video, by the way. So appreciate that. Appreciate that. Also, appreciate everyone else who are tuning in to the podcast as well too. Today podcast is it's going to be one of those controversial podcasts like usual, where we're going to talk about a topic. This topic, it could, to be honest with you, depending on your perspective about this, it could either go either way. It could either go to where it could be beneficial, or it could want to go the opposite way where it's not beneficial to you at all, where you'll disagree with everything that I have to say. But the whole point about it is that that's okay, because once again, on my platform, I all I do is I open up the conversation, and whenever we have these conversations, I try to be as realistic as possible about it. All right, so yeah. So without further ado, let's go and jump into this topic. All right. So today podcast, we're going to talk about um his coming out story. Okay. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna address this particular issue. Okay. The reason why I decided to make a podcast talking about this, because to be honest, it was more like a fan favorite. Okay. A lot of my subscribers was reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, Urban, um, it'll be real good if we heard your perspective about this particular topic, which is coming out the closet. Preferably, preferably, my subscribers, they wanted me to talk about a certain content creator who decided to, as we say, come out the closet. This content creator, he's known in the mukbang sector. He's known as Darius. Darius is the son of Beloved. Okay. Those of y'all who are not familiar with Beloved, Beloved, she is a very, very popular um, content creator on YouTube. She specializes in doing mukbang videos. Okay. Matter of fact, not only she specializes in doing mukbang videos, she also has advanced so much so in her career to where she also developed several different products, such as sauces that people could use for with their food and different other things as well too. And also she had the opportunity of having her family branched out and do the same type of content as well too. She's like I say, she's very popular on the mukbang sector, okay, of YouTube. Now, her son Darius is also part of this particular sector. Her son Darius, he has premiered in a lot of different of Beloved's shows. He has appeared in different her other children, which is I forgot that dude name. What's the dude name? I forgot his name, but he appeared on his brother shows as well too, and he has his own platform as well too. All right, so He actually had did a show. He had did this particular show. I think it was almost like a week or so ago. And this show, he revealed a very important situation about his lifestyle. Today on this podcast, we're going to discuss what he said. We're going to review briefly what it is that he believed in. We're going to review his, as he say, a coming out the closet story. We're going to review that. I'm going to give you my perspective about that. And like those of y'all who are tuned into my podcast, y'all know that I give different point of views about this, and I also give you my point of view as well too about this particular topic. Okay, so we're gonna dive into this thing, and without further ado, let's go and get into this. El Cheapo, salute, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, and once again, thank you everybody who are tuning in, watching right now, who are watching in the bushes. Thank you for everyone who's going to watch the replay of this stream as well too. So let's go and get into this. Okay, so let me start off by asking this question. Let me start off by asking this question. What does it mean when a person says that they're coming out the closet? Simple question. Well, what does that mean? How does that look like? How does that affect that person who says this? What does it mean? Because a person like myself, who is a heterosexual man, or as the LGBT community call us, cis men, right, or even cis women, right? Whenever we hear this term about coming out the closet at first, many of us didn't know what that meant. We didn't know what that meant. We didn't even know how that looked. We didn't want to realize the term about coming out the closet until I say like late 90s. That's when we started getting a adequate definition about coming out the closet. Okay. So I want to ask y'all as the viewers, what does it mean to y'all whenever you hear someone say, "Hey, I am coming out the closet"? What does that mean to y'all? What does that mean to y'all? I give y'all a moment to respond. Through my research, right, I had discovered what it meant whenever the LGBT community, they say that they're coming out the closet. I did research on this particular thing that we're talking about right now, and what I discovered is this. I discovered that when they mentioned about coming out the closet initially, it wasn't how the way it is right now, which, according to the modern day definition of coming out the closet, it simply means that you're revealing that you're now part of the LGBT community lifestyle. For example, you're now coming out the closet, revealing that you're gay. You're coming out the closet that you're revealing that you're lesbian, trans, these different type of things. But before that, it had a different meaning. According to my research, the whole ideology by coming out the closet, it meant that there was a event that happened one day. This event was a private event, and basically at this event, it was a private event. It was a private party, if that's what you want to call it, right? They invited people who were living in secret about their lifestyle, or being part of the LGBT community, right? So they invited these people out to this event or party. This type of party had a I don't know if y'all familiar with this, but this party had a certain type of debutante theme to it. Now, when I'm saying about debutante, it means that a debutante theme or a debutante pageant, whatever, what it is that it allowed people to come out and dress formal. Okay. The women would be wearing evening gowns or dresses, and the men would be wearing suits, or as we call black tie suits. Okay, tuxedos and things like that. So through my research, they had hosted this event just for that particular community, and they had dubbed this as a coming out the closet party, meaning that they wanted everyone who was hiding in secret about their lifestyle, right? They wanted them to come to this event and to be free to express themselves, to be totally free. They invited not only the people who was part of the LGBT community come out, but they also invited out their couples as well too to attend this event. So the whole concept of this coming out the closet party was for them to be comfortable in their sexuality, to be free in their sexuality. So that's where this coming out the closet thing came from. That's where it started. Now, of course, throughout throughout tradition, right, things always have a tendency to evolve. It evolved to the point to where we at right now about coming out the closet. Now, modern day coming out the closet simply means that that person is revealing to people who they care about, people who they love, even throughout the community itself or through society itself, that they're revealing that they are living this sexuality lifestyle. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is this, and I actually asked this question to myself as well too. No, I'm not part of the LGBT community, as y'all know, but I was thinking about this question. The question is this: should the person who's part of the LGBTQ community, right, should they tell people that they're coming out the closet? Should they reveal that to people? Should they do that? Now, some of y'all probably not thinking about that. Y'all wouldn't think about certain things like that, right? Some of y'all wouldn't think about certain things like that, but I think about stuff like that. Furthermore, I think about the reasoning why. Why do you feel that you need to come out the closet and reveal your sexuality to people? Today on this podcast, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the reasoning why. We're going to talk about some arguments behind the whole situation. We're going to break this thing all the way down. We're going to, I'm going to, and some, there's like I say, some stuff people going to agree with, some stuff you may not agree with, but it's okay because we're having this conversation. But I guarantee you this, on my show, that this particular show is not going to be a show where I'm trolling any type of community whatsoever. It's not. All we're going to do is have the conversation because I believe that this conversation is important for us to have, to talk about reasonably with emotional intelligence. Okay. So let me share this video with y'all real quick just to get a foundation of what we're gonna do. Okay. So let's listen to this particular situation, all right?
Does this tell me what it is?
What?
Does this tell me what it is?
No.
Is it something about your personality?
I guess so.
What is it? I might know anyway.
Guess.
No, I don't want to guess. I want you to tell me. That boys or girls? You gay? It's okay, hon. I knew you were. I knew you were, hon. Shush. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, silly. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I love you no matter what in the world. Don't you know that? I just want you to be happy. Let me tell you something. I pray every night. I say, let Matthew grow up someday and have his own wife and children someday, or whatever kind of family he wants to have. I've known it for a while. I just figured. Okay?
Yeah.
I just don't want you to have a hard time in life. Some people aren't very nice about things like that. And I don't know how Dad will be. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I figured you were, hon. But I was never going to ask you until you told me.
Now, let's talk about this real quick because his mom was saying a lot of things that is very important to this conversation. Okay, she was saying a whole lot of things that was important. Okay, first of all, let's deal with the obvious. Okay, and once again, I want y'all to think about this critically. Okay, I want y'all to think about this with um having an open mind about this situation. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine you as a child that you've been holding a certain type of secret, right? You know this type of secret that you've been holding, right? Either you're going to do one or two things. It's either going to make you or it's going to break you. Furthermore, you know if you were to tell this particular secret, right, to your loved ones, such as your father, your mother, your immediate family, right, that's going to do either one or two things. It's either going to make them or it's going to break them. So imagine going through this whole entire burden of holding on to this particular secret. Part of you so bad want to say something about it, but due to fear, furthermore, due to rejection, you end up holding that secret in. But you know deep down inside that this secret is eating you up. It's eating you so much so where it's causing you to transform into a person that you don't want to be. It causes you to transform into to that type of person where you become bitter, where you become upset. It causes you to be this person to where you start rejecting society itself because you living in fear that if you were to tell this secret, that not only your immediate family will reject you, right, but society as a whole will reject you. Not only that, you've been looking at on different videos about your particular secret. You've been looking at on different movies how Hollywood portrayed your particular secret, right? You've been seeing all the negative connotations behind your particular secret. And so now you're living in fear of your particular secret. So, of course, just like I say, that's through everything that you're going through is transforming you. It's creating you to be this type of new being or this new type of identity that you didn't ask for, but it's a reality of your life. The reason why I'm explaining it to y'all this way in this example is because to be 100% honest with y'all, this is exactly how the people who are part of the LGBTQ community deals with everyday life. They deal with this every single day. Now, y'all probably ask like, well, why Urban? Why are they dealing with this? Why they just can't say nothing? Why they're living in fear? Why? My answer behind this is this: the reason why they're living in that fear, the reason why they're not saying that, the reason why they just come to this group themselves together, as we know right now as the LGBT community, right? The reason why they do that is for the simple fact that they know that due to social norms, they know that there are certain type of people who is not going to accept them, period. They feel that these same type of people not only going to accept them, they fear that these same type of people will do physically, mentally, and spiritual harm to them. So once again, I propose the question to y'all: Should the LGBT community, should they reveal to the to society that they are coming out the closet? Should they do that? Let me while we get into this now, let's get into the heart of this. Okay. Let me go ahead and share with y'all the content creator Darius and his particular story. Okay. And I want y'all to listen to it. Like some of y'all who part of the mukbang sector, part of Be Love and things like that. Where y'all seen on Darius' video, some of y'all just looked at it like nah. Y'all like But on this show, I'm going to give you a different type of perspective about this. Okay, Chris T, salute, welcome. I see you. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and listen to Darius' story. Okay.
Everybody, I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I don't know if you guys knew, but I am gay. I didn't think that you guys didn't know that. So, I mean, let me address a few things. In my last video with my mom, my mom knows that I'm gay. Okay, that was all like dramatized for the video. It looked more I mean, you guys didn't believe it, but it definitely looked natural because we had already talked about what she was gonna do at the end of the video before we started filming. But so she's obviously already knew. The reason why she said that was because we've been for years and years and years and years. Obviously, I've been gay for my entire life, and not even like DL gay.
Before he go into more detail about this, I do want to clarify something that he said. I think a lot of people kind of looked over this, but I'm gonna rewind again, and I'm gonna expound on this, okay? Because what he was saying was true, okay?
But it definitely looked natural because we had already talked about what she was gonna do.
Let me go back a little bit more.
All like dramatized for the video. In my last video with my mom, my mom knows that I'm gay. Okay, that was all like dramatized for the video. It looked more I mean, you guys didn't believe it, but it definitely looked natural because we had already talked about what she was gonna do at the end of the video before.
Okay, this is the part that I want y'all to hear. Notice he said this, and this just for reference purposes. Okay, notice that he said this. He said that his mom already knew what she was going to say and all the stuff, if that's like that, and she already knew how she was going to react. The reason why I'm sharing y'all this, right, is because from one content creator to another, right, I want to let y'all know as the subscribers this, okay. There's a certain thing that I'm talking about real content creators. I'm not talking about somebody who just click and go live. I'm talking about real content creators who have production, okay? Because I'm a one-man band production, okay? So this is what he's saying. He's saying there is something known as pre-production, and there's something known as post-production, okay? Pre-production is this. Pre-production is that we already know what we're going to say and how the way we're going to say it, okay? The reason why we know that is because we have what is known as scripts. All right. Some of us we do scripts in different ways or different formats. Like some people they'll get a teleprompter and they'll be reading from a script. Some people will literally will write out a script and they memorize that like how actors do, right? Or others like myself, we will follow what is known as a timeline. Okay. So there are certain timelines, or as you say, certain talking points that we'll follow to make sure that Ion show flows the way that it needs to flow. The reason why I'm telling y'all this is because a lot of stuff that happens on YouTube when you're dealing with production, like real people who are real content creators, right? They deal with production. So a lot of them have scripts, okay? A lot of stuff that you see that already been scripted out, they done planned it out, they done rehearsed it and everything. Okay. So I'm just throwing that out there for y'all so y'all can know. All right. So y'all can know. But let's continue. All right.
Before we started filming. But so she's obviously already knew. The reason why she said that was because we've been for years and years and years and years. Obviously, I've been gay for my entire life, and not even like DL gay. And if you don't know what that means, if you're not with the girls, DL means down low. Like I'm not even like, you know, whatever. I guess DL is a whatever. The point is, is that I'm not DL. Okay, look at this jacket that I have on. Look at this earring. My fingers are currently covered. My fingers are covered for a fashion statement. So it's never gave DL. It never has given DL. I never cared to or not to be DL or whatever. I just never talked about it. It was my personal decision not to talk about it. I never have not been comfortable with myself. I'm trying to knock down all the things that you possibly could be thinking of why I'm now 23 years old and just now talking about this. I wasn't not comfortable about it with it. I don't know, like you guys have always obviously seen that I've been comfortable in my own skin doing what I want to do. It's just not something that I have ever discussed at all in videos. And I feel like now authentic and more myself than I have been on camera. And this is not like a weight lifted off my shoulders necessarily, but it will be in the sense that I can like say and do more things on camera and video and like maybe share more opinions that I have, and you know, just talk, you know, about things in a more authentic way. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. So let's talk about it, y'all.
Everybody, I don't know if you guys.
Let's talk about it. Once again, my question that I'm proposing to y'all is this: should a person who's part of the LGBTQ community, should they come out the closet and reveal their sexuality to people? Should they do that? Another one question that we're going to propose is this: what would be the reasoning why they will want to come out the closet and reveal this? Now, based on what Darius was saying, right? He was saying that he already knew that he was gay. And also he was saying that he wasn't on the down low gay. That he is what, you know, us heterosexual, or as they call us, cis people, right? He's what we call flamboyant gay, meaning that he is openly gay. And you could tell. Okay. So here's a point that I want y'all to want to consider too. Here's a point. If Darius and other people as well too who are part of the LGBT community, right? If they're openly gay like this, right? I mean, they're revealing it to everyone. Then what would be the purpose of them telling that? Okay, what would be the reason? For the simple fact that what is understood is automatic. Once again, what is understood is simply it's automatic, meaning that when we see that you're openly gay, right? That you flamboyant with it. When we see that you're walking around holding another gentleman's hand or holding another woman's hand, and you know y'all being intimate with each other, we understand that you're gay or you're lesbian or you're bisexual, whatever the case may be. We understand that because we can actually see that. It is no different from a heterosexual or cis person who like men and women. No different. We don't have to reveal to everyone that we're heterosexual because it's understood. It's simple because it's understood. When you see, like for example, when you see me walking around eating a mall or to the restaurant or whatever, I'm walking around with my wife, who's a woman, right? It is automatically understood that we're two heterosexual couples. We don't have to go around and quote unquote reveal to people like, hey, everybody, I got an announcement to make. I want y'all to know that me and my wife, we're heterosexual, y'all. We're heterosexual. To be honest with you, you have not heard any person who's heterosexual ever do that. But there is one exception to that rule. Okay. Like I always give y'all different point of views. All right. The only exception to the rule is this. The only exception to that rule is when a heterosexual couple reveal to their family that they're in a relationship. Meaning that y'all two been dating for a while, whatever and stuff, right? You've been dating, right? And finally, y'all decided that y'all want to make it official. So you start telling, either your family or your friends or your loved ones, whoever it is, and stuff like that. Hey, we're in a relationship, right? And here's another one thing that I want y'all to consider as well too. We're now in the information age where we're using social media. Many of y'all right now have Facebook pages, right? Many of y'all are quick. Y'all are quick to announce that what you're doing. You're either going on a vacation with your heterosexual couple, right? Y'all be posting pictures of y'all, hugged up and kissed up together, right? Y'all be doing all these different things, right? Not to mention the biggest part of this that I want y'all to consider is that when it comes to the point that you want to be married, oh, y'all be extra as hell. Let's be real about it. Us heterosexual couples, we be extra as hell when we want to get married, preferably the women. Be extra as hell. Well, what do y'all do? Y'all revealed on your socials, you revealed to your family that you're getting married. Y'all end up having bridal showers. Y'all have a bachelorette party. Us men have a bachelor's party. Are leading up to the big event, which is to get married. Some of y'all will just do something simple as have, like a courthouse wedding. Some of y'all would be a flamboyant as hell and have a wedding that costs almost $50,000 to $100,000 or more, depending on your social status. So I'm revealing this to y'all because, like I say, I'm giving y'all different point of views about this. Should the LGBT community reveal to y'all that they're coming out the closet? Now, and a lot of y'all will say that no, they shouldn't. The reason why many of y'all would say that they shouldn't is because that let's be honest and realistic. Y'all do not accept their lifestyle. Let's be honest with it. The reason why you don't accept their lifestyle is for two reasons. It's because of social norms and it's because of religion. Them are the two biggest reasons. Social norms and religion. Social norm teaches you that according to basic lifestyle, right, it's with a man and a woman, which nothing wrong with that. Religion would teach you that it is considered as a sin to live in a lifestyle that is contrary to the belief of whatever type of religion that you subscribe to, whether it's Christianity or wherever the case may be. So you already develop a certain type of opinion about that. And that opinion corrects your worldview. And when you correct your worldview, whatever person that comes against your worldview, guess what? You're going to reject them. Some of y'all would go to the extreme to not only reject them, but you'll go to a extreme of develop what is known as a phobia. This is the whole concept of what science came up with the term homophobia. It's because you develop a certain phobia, meaning that you develop a certain type of fear against people that is go contrary against your worldview. That fear will ultimately turn into hatred, which that means to be not homophobia, but it means to be homophobic, where you develop a certain hatred for the type of people that goes against your lifestyle or your worldview. So with me saying all this, right, we go back and propose the question again. Should the LGBTQ community, should they reveal to the social norm that they are gay, bisexual, trans, anything like that? Should they do it? What do y'all think? Should they do it or not? Curious T, and I seen her comment. Curious T, she said that she was saying why is it important who sleep with who? And Curious T question is very, very valid. It's very valid. Why is it important? Why is it important? I'm going to want to tell you the reason why it's important to some people. This doesn't fit with all, but to some. The reason why it's important to some people is because, once again, when I stated earlier about their worldview, if you were any type of, part of any type of religious teaching and stuff, right? The expectation is that you need to follow whatever type of religious doctrine or indoctrination that you subscribe to. The expectation is that not only you need to follow that, but also your family needs to follow that as well too. So it becomes important to them is because they feel like that if you're not following this type of religion, they feel like that you're living in sin or you're living in transgression against God's laws and statutes and judgment. Therefore, it gives them that type of entitlement to be a part of the said relationship or to pass judgment for the said type of relationship. This is the reason why, right now, let's be realistic about it. This is the reason why a lot of relationships, not only just with the LGBT, but that's in general, people in relationships in general. This is the reason why a lot of relationships be failing the way it do, to be honest with y'all. This is the reason why on my platform, I talk a lot about relationships and the behavior behind that. It's because of this. It's because we feel like that we're entitled to be in people's life. We feel like that we're entitled to always have a opinion about people's life. Not only just have an opinion about people's life, but we feel like that we could want not only judge people's life, but only that we feel like that we could place them in a condemnation. If you don't live this type of lifestyle, then you're going to go to hell. If you're going to live this type of lifestyle, that I'm going to reject you. That's where we're at. But let's look at this particular situation, okay? And I want to honestly get y'all perspective about this, all right? Let's look at this. In this modern day culture, right? I want y'all to understand that a lot of modern day parents, right, such as myself, such as my wife, and such as other people who are considered as modern day parents, right? We are way more accepting of our young children confessing that they are part of the LGBTQ community. The reason why we're way more accepting is because we decide to branch out of the reality of tradition. Okay. Because we understood that a lot of things that happened traditionally was very messed up. It was messed up for every community, whether it's in the Black community, the white community, Hispanic, whatever. Nationally, the community is screwed the hell up. Traditionalism is screwed the hell up. So we're way more acceptance of that. We're way more acceptance of accepting our children whenever they confess that they want to be a part of this community. The reason why isn't because we're weak. Isn't because we don't believe in God or anything like that. It's because we understand simple common sense. We understand simple common sense. We understand that this is something that our children really want to do. And we understand as parents that the best way for us to parent our children is to allow them to live their life. Furthermore, us as parents, right, it's important that you don't impede on their lifestyle, because when you do that, when you step into their lifestyle and impede on their lifestyle, guess what? It's going to create a form of rejection. It's going to create a form of hurt. It's going to create a form of disconnection. So us as modern day parents, we understand that now. It may have took some of us a while to get to that point, because at one point in time we all were still, indoctrinated with tradition. Okay. But now a lot of us understand it, just like with Judge Mathis, right? It took him to get to that point of understanding this. Same thing with y'all who are listening to right now, because I know some of y'all may will reject the whole ideology about the LGBTQ community lifestyle, which that is fine. You can do that. You're entitled to that. And I'm not going to talk you down on that. But however, what I am going to do, I'm going to give you a different perspective about it, just so you could consider, okay? Just so you could consider. When and I'm going to expound on this a little bit more, but I feel like in this moment I need to tell y'all this, okay? When I was a associate pastor, right? When I was associate pastor and I was an associate pastor in the Christianity religion, one of my biggest things that I had taught against was against homosexuality. One of my biggest things that I taught against was against the LGBTQ community. The reason why is because, just like I stated, it was part of at that time, it was part of my worldview. At that time, I was indoctrinated to have the perception that if you live a lifestyle opposite of how the way it's supposed to be, which is supposed to be a man and a woman, then you're considered as being in sin. You're considered as transgressing against God. And I taught that. I had went up against different people who was part of the LGBT community, debated them and all kind of stuff. Talked down on and did all kind of crazy stuff. But it took for me on one day to reveal. It took to me one day to reveal a truth about this. Okay. And I guess since we're straying in this direction, since I'm flowing with this, let me share this with y'all. I want to, since we're getting into this point, let me share this with y'all. Where we at? Yeah. Okay. Let me share this on video with y'all, and this is going to go along to the reason why I had a different point of view, and I'm gonna expound on this. Okay. Listen to this. Okay.
Hey, Mom. Can I talk to you really quick?
Yeah, what's the problem? You see me in here trying to read my Bible.
I know we're supposed to go to church tomorrow, but I don't identify as Christian, so I don't want to go.
Wow. You done went to that college and let them white people get to you.
That's not.
So you think because you got an education, you know better than God now? You think you too smart for God? Where do you think your blessings come from? Huh? You know what? God blessed me with the scrumph to get up and work a job. And that job enables me to pay these bills. And those bills being paid allow me and you to live in this house. And anybody in this house is going to church. So make sure you're ready at 10 o'clock. Close my door.
Okay.
So, why did I share this video with y'all? This video, in a way, if y'all look at it from hindsight, it kind of don't go with what I'm talking about. But if you look at it from a different perspective, I guarantee that it goes exactly with what we're talking about right now. The whole conversation that this young lady was having, right? Even though she was reenacting herself and all stuff, which she did a great job, by the way, of this acting. But the whole point of this conversation was that she was revealing to her mom that she no longer wanted to participate in religion. Why is this important? Just like I was on expounding to y'all earlier that and I used to be associate pastor, whatever, right? And I used to go like hard talking about, different things, dealing with religion, dealing with the LGBT community and all these different things, right? I want to reveal to y'all that I actually had a coming out the closet moment too. Now, my coming out the closet moment is the same but different. It's different because I'm not saying that I'm coming out the closet as being part of the LGBT community. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. I had my own unique coming out the closet moment when I revealed to people, when I revealed to the pastor who I was under, when I revealed to the congregation who I was teaching, when I revealed to my parents, when I revealed to my friends, families, right, loved ones, when I revealed to them that I no longer is going to practice the Christianity religion. That was my coming out the closet moment. Why am I talking about this? The reason why is because when I revealed that to people, right, when I revealed it to the people who I felt that cared about me, that cared about my best interests, who I felt like that loved me, guess what happened? They rejected it. Just like on this video, they immediately rejected it. They said there was something wrong with me. They said, matter of fact, this what happened. I kid you not, this is a true story. This really did happen for real. This really did happen for real to me. Listen to this. This will really happen. Seriously. Listen to this.
Coming out to a Black Mombi Lake.
Ain't nobody scared of you. The blood of Jesus is against you. I plead the blood of Jesus. Right now in the name of Jesus. Come out in the name of Jesus. You will not have my child. In the name of Jesus. Lord.
I kid y'all not. That seriously happened to me. Kid you not. Imagine you're coming out. You're already kind of had some type of fear about it, right? Which in my situation, I had a type of fear that, man, I just honestly don't want to be a part of this religion no more, because in my mind, I started researching about the religion. I started finding out how toxic this particular religion is. Imagine dealing with that, right? Imagine dealing with that. Imagine you also trying to figure out how the way you're going to explain this to people. Imagine that. There where you finally say it right. Imagine, right, then they're calling you in front of a church. Imagine they calling you in front of a church. Imagine your whole entire family, right, including the congregation, including the pastor and different people like that. Imagine them call you up to the altar. Imagine them start trying to pray a devil out of you. All of them come around and they circle around me, right? Pastor began to lay his hands on me, and I'm looking crazy like, man, what the fuck? And they began to pray on you. Speaking in tongues, praying that devil out of you. Because in their mind, they feel like there is something wrong with you. In their mind, since you're going against their worldview that you're evil. In their mind, they think that you're the one who's toxic. In their mind, they're saying that what's the term that people say in religion? Oh, backslide. That you backslide. You're backslide. You're a backslider. Imagine that. And they begin to they'll anoint you with oil. They're speaking in tongues. They're looking at you indifferent. All these different things, right? And then imagine how the way I was feeling throughout that whole entire moment, seeing my whole entire family, friends, loved ones, people who I confide in, people who literally say that they rock with me and everything, right? Imagine that. Imagine how the way I was feeling in that moment. I felt hurt. I felt misunderstood. In a weird way, I kind of felt ashamed for the simple fact, and also I was feeling regret too. I was starting to feel regret because I was regretting that I ever said anything to them. Imagine all that. And now imagine, as we talk about this show right now, about ones who are part of the LGBT community. Imagine them, how the way they would feel. Well, they have people who are loved ones who are they confined in, and throughout all this time, they've been showing support. They've been showing that they love them. They love them no matter what. But the moment when they came out the closet and revealed their truth, their love started dwindling down. Instead of the love being, as we call, unconditional, right? It became conditions. As long as you're doing certain things that I approve of, then I will love you unconditionally. But if you're not doing things I approve of, then no, we're not going to want to love you. We're going to reject you. We're going to cast you out. That was my situation. That is a lot of situations how people in the LGBTQ community are dealing with. Even right now, they're dealing with this even right now. I want to reveal this to y'all as well too. Why is it important for people to come out the closet? Why is it important for them to say that? Why was it important for even me to do that? I'm gonna tell y'all why. The reason why is because of acceptance. At the end of the day, no matter, even right now, as much as strong as y'all know how I am, as a strong man, how I am, right? There's still a part of me, humanly, right? A human part of me that I do want to be accepted in certain things. I really do. I really do. It's something that I can't push away from. It's something I cannot fight. It is part of my human nature, just like it's part of your human nature as well too, to want to be accepted to something. That's the reason why a lot of y'all participate in certain type of communities. For example, some of y'all go to church. The reason why y'all go to church is not per se to be saved, right? Let's be real about it. Some of y'all don't go to church not per se to be saved or to be delivered. But y'all go to church for acceptance because you want to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. Some of y'all participate in other community events. Some of y'all will participate in political events. Reason why is because you want to be accepted in that said community, because you want to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself, because it's part of your human nature to be that way. Even right now, some of y'all are a part of YouTube communities where you're part of a certain type of YouTube sector, or you favor one type of content creator than another, or that type of content creator created a sub community and you be a part of that. The reason why you're part of that is because it is your human nature to feel like that you want to be accepted. You want to be a part of something that you feel like that is bigger than yourself. That's the reason why I said with myself, right, when I was giving y'all the example about my religion, when I denounce religion, where I'm not affiliated with religion whatsoever. Now, keep in mind, I understand religion. I respect religion, but I just don't participate in the traditionalism of religion. Same thing with the LGBTQ community. The reason why they say that, the reason why they come out the closet is because they want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. Therefore, that is the reason why they created the LGBTQ community. That is the reason why when I told y'all in the beginning of the story, right, when I was explaining to you the whole meaning of coming out the closet, right, that is the reason why they did that, is because they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They want to be accepted. They look for acceptance. And I want y'all to think about this, okay? Now, I don't want, so far I just shared different people's stories. I shared Darius' story about how the way he said that he wanted to come out the closet, and he was explaining to you his reasoning behind that, right? Which ultimately his reasoning didn't have nothing to do with his family. His reason is because he wanted to be accepted. He wanted to be accepted on YouTube. Y'all think I'm lying? I'm gonna show y'all this video and listen close to what he was saying. If you listen close to what he's saying, you'll understand. All right. So I'm gonna show y'all this and listen to him. It don't have nothing to do with other than that he wanted to be accepted in the YouTube space. He want y'all to accept him.
My fingers are currently covered. My fingers are covered for a fashion statement. So it's never gave DL. It never has given DL. I never cared to or not to be DL or whatever. I just never talked about it. It was my personal decision not to talk about it. I never have not been comfortable with myself. I'm trying to knock down all the things that you possibly could be thinking of why I'm now 23 years old and just now talking about this. I wasn't not comfortable about it, with it. I don't know, like you guys have always obviously seen that I've been comfortable in my own skin doing what I want to do. It's just not something that I have ever discussed at all in videos. And
here comes, he's supposed to tell y'all the real reason why he's telling y'all this, why he's saying that he's coming out the closet with y'all.
I feel like now authentic and more myself than I have ever have been on camera. And this is not like a weight lifted off my shoulders necessarily, but it will be in the sense that I can like say and do more things on camera and video, and like maybe share more opinions that I have, and you know, just talk, you know, about things in a more authentic way. That's all I'm gonna say. Everybody.
So, in other words, through all that, he's simply saying that the reason why he's revealing to y'all that he's coming out the closet as a content creator is because he simply is looking for a form of acceptance. Because he know that at the end of the day, what he's going to do, he's going to put out more content that's going to be catered to his particular lifestyle. Okay. And all that he's looking for is this. When I talk about, a matter of fact, let me break this thing down to y'all again. When I talk about the thing about acceptance, right? It's basically this. It's basically that he wants y'all to respect what he's doing. That's basically what it is. That's all he asks for, to respect. He's not saying that you just have to approve of his lifestyle or approve of his choices, because he understands that at the end of the day it's based on people's opinion. He understands that. I know that he's he understands that. Same thing with me as well too. When I made my coming out the closet thing, right? And once again, I'm not saying that I'm coming out the closet being a part of the LGBT community. I'm saying that when I used to be in religion, I had that coming out the closet moment where I revealed to my family and friends that I no longer was going to practice in Christianity religion because I felt that it was toxic. And which, to be honest with you, it really still is to this day. But it's the whole point that I didn't care whether you agree with it or not. All I wanted in return is just for you to respect my decision. That's it. I just want you to respect my decision. But guess what? There are many who are out there right now with this behavior that they can't even do something as simple as respect your opinion, respect your decision, respect your lifestyle choices, and that's where the disconnect is happening with the LGBTQ community and the cis community. The disconnect is the lack of respect. You don't have to agree with it. That's your opinion, but at least have some type of humanity in you to at least respect that person as a human being. Once again, at least have some type of humanity in you to respect that person as a human being. Because there are a lot of things that we do in our life that, people's not going to agree with. There are people out in their life right now, a lot of people in their life right now, they do things that we don't agree with at all. There are people who are pedos. There are people who participate in DV situations. There are people who are, M or, want to say the word. There are people out there who've been great. There are people who have all these different type of experiences in their life. When they ultimately do these things, like when they reveal to people their stories and reveal to their life situations, right? It's not necessarily because they want you to accept them for who they are, but they really want you to respect them. They don't want to be living their life the next thing you frowning upon them, you talking about them, you gossiping against them, you doing all these kind of things. Then on top of that, right, you sound be totally disrespectful. Then on top of that, you feel like that you could condemn that person, put them into a hell, as y'all say, because you feel like that you're better than them when you're not. You're not. You're not at all. Now, I can say this about myself, especially with the LGBTQ community, is that there are certain type of lifestyles that I don't agree with that they do, and I'm just gonna be real with you about it. I don't agree with, but however, I still respect it because I understand it. The reason why I understand it is because I understand how I feel like to be condemned about something that you believe in. And sometimes I honestly believe that a lot of people out there, right? Maybe you're one of these type of people that I'm talking about right now who be like blatantly disrespectful, right? Sometimes I honestly believe that it takes for you to actually go through something for you to understand. Once again, sometimes I honestly believe that it takes for you to literally go through something for you to understand. Just like in my situation. Once again, I was one of them when I was in that religion. I was one of them associate pastors and stuff like that who went hard against the LGBTQ community. But it took for me to get a revelation. It took for me to literally go through that. The same exact way how they went through that, for me to understand the truth behind it. And guess what? Once when I understand that truth, that's when I became free. That's when I became free. Now, through my freedom, not gonna lie, through my freedom, it was a lot of heartaches because a lot of people didn't accept me for who I am. Now, Some of y'all say this. Y'all say, "Well, Urban, you saying that you're not religious or you're an atheist, whatever." No, I'm not. I don't consider myself as anything. I don't consider myself so part of any type of theism, atheism, Gnosticism, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself as none of that. I just consider myself as me. I just consider myself as me. I have certain type of moral compasses that I personally believe in. And that's it. That is it. That is it. So you know what? Matter of fact, let's kind of we're gonna take a brief intermission. I'm gonna go ahead and address these comments real quick, and I got a couple more videos that I'm sure with y'all did. Oh! I did say this too. I'm going to. I'm also going to go ahead and do this for y'all too. Not said that I was going to do a call-in show, so I'm going to allow y'all the opportunity to call in as well too on this particular episode. All right, so we're going to do that too. I almost forgot about it, but we're going to do that as well too, y'all. Once again, appreciate everybody who's tuning into the chat right now. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who's tuning into the show right now, and appreciate everyone who's going to catch the replay of the show as well too. Today's show, we're talking about his coming out the closet story. We're talking about Darius and other people who are part of the LGBTQ community. Why is it important for them to reveal to us as cis or heterosexual people that they're coming out the closet? Why is that important to them? And that's what we're talking about. And also where we're talking about, would you accept them? Okay. So let me get to some of these comments real quick. Let me scroll up. We're right here. Sweet Rita, she says that she said my daughter didn't come out the closet. She bust out straight through the door, which that's good, girl. I'm glad you did that. Glad you did that. She followed up and said the church frowns down on gays, which that is true, depending on what religion that you're a part of. That's true. My mother's did that to Tony's daughter. My mother did that to my daughter. And to be free to be themselves. I agree. Jamila, she said that is true, Urban. Chosen One, salute, welcome. Which is this Scorpio, which I know. Jamil, she said, we know that we knew he was wearing nail polish and everything, bodysuits, woman clothes and stuff like that, which is true. And she's talking about Darius, by the way. We already knew that. So when I was researching this topic, I was looking at a lot of different B-Love videos regarding this topic. And I also was looking at a lot of different Darius videos as well, too. I was seeing all that and just like he stated earlier, he was, considered as being flamboyant gay, meaning that he was just totally open with it, which everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. I mean, because it was obvious. So yeah. Glib, he said this. He said, I respect everyone as a human being in their differences. As a consumer of content, his presentation isn't my cup of tea, whether he was in or out the closet, which I agree. Because also Glib, I'm the same exact way. Like when it comes down to the mukbang sector or even the tea sector, whatever, their content is not my cup of tea, or in other words, it's not my niche at all. So I really don't talk about it. But preferably, the reason why I talk about this is because it's a fan favorite. A lot of my subscribers wanted me to talk about this today, so that's what we're doing. All right, so yeah. All right, so Jamil, she says this. She said on Urban, do you feel Nate was fine with his son with being gay in the beginning? I had seen that. I had seen that video, right? I seen that on video. Once again, I shared this to y'all. I don't know if you came in when I was talking about this, Jamil, but I shared to y'all that what B-Love and them do, right? They're part of a production, right? Just like I am. And part of a production is that we already have things pre-scripted to how the way we're going to react to certain things. Okay. With B-Love and Darius and Nate and them stuff, right? They already pre-rehearsed how the way the reaction is going to be. Okay. So when we look at the video, we thinking that this is a real time reaction, but reality is not. So according to the video, I believe that that particular reaction was that, you know, Nate accepted it. He was cool with it as a father. But however, I believe that the initial behind the scenes reaction before they start sharing with each other is that I honestly believe that Nate at first did not accept his son as being gay, even though he's seen the signs. The reason why I'm saying this is because I know that just throughout me looking at B Love content and me looking at you know, Nate content as well too, their family content, I know without a shadow of doubt that B Love and Nate them, they are considered as Christians. They religion in a real worldview consists of Christianity. So I know according to their worldview, I know that Nate did not accept his son as being gay initially. I could tell you this as well too. I could tell you that as being from one man to another, I could tell you right off the bat that deep down inside in his mind, I honestly believe that he felt sad, he felt upset, and to top it off, he felt that he had failed him as a father. Now, once again, this is just my perspective on it. I'm not saying it's true or not, but based on what I didn't observe about it, right? I honestly felt that he felt them type of initial emotions when Darius initially had revealed that to them in real time. But however, by him being a father, I believe that he had came into the realization that he's going to accept his son for how the way he is. He's going to love him. But at the same time, him and Be Love, they're going to come to this conclusion. I'm pretty sure they probably have said this. They're going to say something as simple as this. They're going to say, I'm going to love you, right? But I'm going to hate the sin. Once again, I'm going to love you, right? But I'm going to hate the sin. Now, I have a different perspective about that. To me, when I heard Christians say that, right, when they say they're going to love the person but hate the sin, this is how the way this translates to me. This is translated to me is that I'm going to choose to love you, but at the same time, I'm going to have a certain hatred for your lifestyle. And I'm always going to have a hatred for your lifestyle, period. Part of me is going to do my very best to try to convince you otherwise that your said lifestyle is toxic to me. That's how the way I see it as. So whenever I hear people say that, that's literally what I'm thinking that they're saying. That's literally what I believe that's what they're saying. So in reality, you can look at it this way, is that in reality, they're really not accepting that person. They're really not loving that person. And that's all based on worldview and it's based on their religion. So yeah. Glib, he said, you're going to drop the link. That's dope. I'm available. Definitely going to hit the link. Yeah, I'm going to drop it in a few minutes. All right. I'm going to drop it. Scorpio Mom, she said, who cursed? Then Be Love is more open to him being gay than Nate. And that's what I'm saying. The reason why is because when you look at it from hindsight, he honestly feel that way is because deep down inside he felt like that he failed him as a father. That's the reason why he feel that way. A matter of fact, on what time is it? 1:30. I'm gonna drop the link, y'all. I know I had other videos that I was gonna share with y'all, but let's take this in a different direction. I'm gonna drop the link, and now when I drop the link, this is not going to be a panel discussion, all right? Because personally, just through my experience with panels, panels could either go either way, and I like order on my shows. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna want to do this. I'm gonna drop the link. It's gonna be a call-in show. Okay. I'm gonna allow one person to come up here at a time, and y'all can express y'all perspective about the one topic that I'm covering right now. Okay. You give me your perspective about it. Then we'll drop you down. And we'll allow another person to come up and give me your perspective about the one topic. All right. Sounds fair? All right, so give me one moment. Let me go real quick so I can drop this link for y'all. Let me fix my audio real quick. Let me fix this real quick. Yeah. All right, we're good. Turn that off. All right, here y'all go. All right, once again, everybody, we're going to segue into the call-in segment of the show. Once again, I'll be taking calls in. This is not going to be a panel discussion, but I'm going to take one call in at a time, and I'll allow you to express your perspective about this topic. All right. So we're going to want to go from there. All right. So the link is dropped. You want to pull up, by all means, pull up. Okay. So while we wait on this too, so let me ask y'all this question as well too. How do y'all overall feel about this situation? What if you as a parent and your child revealed to you that there was coming out the closet? How would that look like to you? How would you handle that conversation? Would you be acceptance of that? Would you be acceptance of them saying that? Would you love them unconditionally? Would you reject them? Would you say, like I stated earlier, saying that, well, I'm going to love you, but I'm going to hate the sin? Because to be honest with you, even when I rejected my review of Christianity and stuff, right? I was told that too. I was told the exact same thing, as though as I was part of the LGBTQ community. They said that, hey, I'm gonna love you, but I'm gonna hate the sin. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm not even sinning. What are you talking about? I just don't subscribe to your religion. I just don't agree with your religion anymore, you know? But I was told that. I was most definitely told that. So how would you handle that as a one parent? Would you accept your children for that? And also, I done seen this too. I done seen that a lot of people have more of a lot of people are more accepting of their daughters whenever their daughters say that they want to be part of the LGBTQ community, or they say they come down, they're more accepting of their daughters than they are their sons. So I want to hear from y'all. Are you more accepting more of your daughter being part of the LGBT community than your son? If that be the case, what is the reason why? Why is that so to you? Now, just like I say, I revealed to y'all possibly Nate's reason, and ultimately his reason is because at the end of the day, he probably felt like that he failed as a father because he had a lot more expectation for him, for his son. I'm gonna reveal another reason too, and I just thought about this. Another reason too is that once again thinking about the Christian belief system, right? They're thinking about for some, procreation purposes too, right? Because I know that they're thinking that part of being part of the LGBTQ community, right, is that you're not going to be allowed to procreate because you're having sexual relations with the same sex, and they know that it's impossible for you to procreate with the same sex. So that could be a possibility as well too, that they could possibly feel that way. But however, that doesn't necessarily stop them from having children. There are other ways how they can have children. One way is that they could become a surrogate, right? Another way is that they can want to adopt. But either or, these are other options what they can do. Some will argue and say that, well, if they were to adopt right, then that child is not part of the lineage. The reason why that child's not part of the lineage is because that child's not part of the bloodline. But once again, I have a different perspective about that, because being part of a lineage, it necessarily don't have to necessarily mean that you have to be part of it, that you have to have the same blood coursing through you in order for you to be a part of something. Remember when I was saying earlier, when I was saying that people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and that's the reason why they do what they do, right? Same thing as being part of a lineage. You don't have to be part of a bloodline to be part of a lineage. It's all based on perception. That child could very well be part of your lineage if you declare them to be part of your lineage. A matter of fact, there are people who are part of the wealthier community, right? Where they have children who are part of their lineage, right? And they children, some of these children is not even related to them whatsoever. They've been adopted and all kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, for example, I believe that I believe Angela Jolie had adopted children. She adopted children, and that children that she adopted is not a part of their bloodline whatsoever. But it's the whole ideal of it. If she declared that, hey, this is my child and they're part of our bloodline lineage, then guess what? They're part of it. Period. Then all they got to do is make them legally a part of it. Then you're a part of it. So I'm just saying. Scorpio, she said, is I'll have to deal with it, but don't show me no hanky panky. Why not show no hanky panky? Why would that put you in that space? Why would it put you in that space that you don't want to see them being intimate with each other? Because like at the same time, us as being heterosexual, or as they call us, cis people, right? We be hanky panky towards each other all the time. You know, the one funny thing about that too is that, like, with me and Mrs. Zerber, right? I do my best to be as intimate as possible with Mrs. Zerber, especially being intimate publicly with them, with our children, right? They be talking about, y'all disgusting and all this stuff there, you know what I'm saying? But deep down inside, they accept it. So maybe that's something that you may have to accept for what it is. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But yeah. All right, we got a caller online right now. Selena, welcome, salute, welcome to the show. We got a caller online. Welcome to the show. I got you online.
what's
Welcome
up,
to the show. Glip, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Salute.
Okay, cool. Interesting topic. Like I always find it. I got an echo. I'm not sure. It's probably because of my setup here. I haven't used it in a long time. My bad.
Are you using a mic?
Yeah. I'm using the mic.
Do you have your setting turned on to echo cancellation? Do you have that turned off? Because when we use our mic, we got to turn it off because our mics are built to it.
Let's see. I just turned it off. Let me see if I hear echo now. Oh yeah, it went away.
Can you hear me now?
Learn something new every
Can you hear me
day.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But now I'll just say real quick, like as a parent, like I don't know how if I had a son that came out that was flamboyant, and I don't know how I would feel. I would accept them, but I'd be disappointed that maybe it wouldn't be the traditional relationship that I would want for my sons. But I would also have to say that they could hold me to the same standard of you didn't give me the traditional 2-parent household for our entire existence, and you guys stayed together for 50 years. So why would you try to hold me to that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, good topic though. Good topic.
So once again, hold on, give me one, bro. Put on my headphones real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, say something real quick, Glib.
Oh yeah, I muted because I was trying to stop the echo.
Okay. Yeah, I
hear
hear you now. Yeah, I hear you now.
All right. You about to say something?
Yeah, my bad, bro. Like so state what you were saying again, because I heard kind of part of it.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that I could apply what I believe a relationship should be like for my kid and say I'm disappointed that my son is flamboyantly gay or gay, but I would also have to say, well, they could put the same thing on me and say, well, you didn't provide us with the traditional household, you divorced. So why would you put that standard on me that I have to be the traditional when you couldn't do it yourself? And so I don't know if I would hold my kid to that standard. I would let them be as long as they were being safe and they wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want my kid to be a drug dealer or a killer or something like that. But if they was just being a decent person who chose to prefer men over women, I would just have to accept that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Because I believe that we hold ourselves to a certain standard based on our worldview.
Yo, I gotta take this call, so I'm gonna jump. But thanks for letting me up, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Hold on, give me one more, y'all. Okay, yeah, there's like I was saying. I agree to what he was saying. I agree that we do hold ourselves accountable to a certain type of worldview. All right, so let's say, for example, based on what Glib was talking about, he was saying that he was divorced, right? He's a divorced single parent, and by him being a divorced single parent, why would he put his children to that same type of standard? Right. So by him putting his children to that same type of standard, that'd be him consider himself as being a hypocrite. In other words, and also that'll be unreasonably and that'd be unfair to do that. So yeah, just like I say, I agree to that 100%. I really do. That you shouldn't want to do that. Let me undo this real quick. But yeah, just like I say, I do have the link drop as well. Y'all can want to come up. This StreamYard link is doing some weird stuff right now. Because like I say, it was kind of echoing a little bit. So I'm going to do this. I normally don't drop this link, but I am. Oops. All right, so I'm dropping this link. The reason why is because I can hear, but it's like giving me an echo, and I don't feel like I'm fixing this right now. So if you want to come in and you want to give your perspective about this, you can come into the eCam link. Now, the one thing about the eCam link is this, and I'm giving y'all a fair warning, is that the eCam link, it do require for you to be cammed up. Okay. Now, if you don't want to be cammed up on it, if you don't want to be cammed up and you're talking from a mobile device, what you can do, you can cover up your camera. Okay. And also this. I'm not going to bring anyone on the camera as well too, because once again, I want this to be more of a call-in show. I'm not doing a panel-like discussion. Okay, that's a simple call-in. So once again, I want y'all. I honestly want to hear y'all perspective about this, on how the way y'all feel about this topic. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Let me know, because I believe this type of conversation that we really do need to talk about. Sour Patch, she said this: I told him to be a strong black man and leader. His will be devastated if he was soft and feminine. Got it? And then she also said this: I can't accept my son thought being gay because of that. Gotcha. Jamil, she said, I'm driving right now, Urban. Dang. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You all good. Y'all good. So, with Sour Patch, right? So why would you not accept your son as being gay if he came out the closet and tell you that he's gay? What would be your reason? Because I see one of the things that you're talking about that is revealing that he's being soft and feminine, right? But what would be the real reason behind that? And let's be honest. Yeah, my bad. There we go. All right. So yeah. So what would be the real reason? And be 100% honest. Because like I stated earlier, it'd be like several reasons why people will feel that way. But just because the reasons that I stated, right, it doesn't necessarily mean that, that is how the way you feel about it. But typically when it deals with sons, right, just like I stated earlier, a lot of us as men, we have the expectation that we need to be leaders. We need to lead with our lineage as well too. And the best way for you to leave your lineage is for you to procreate. It's going to be impossible for you to procreate if you're not with a woman. So yeah. But yeah. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all let me know. Yep. Then if not, then we will end this stream because I'm sitting up here getting a lot of calls right now. Oh, a matter of fact, I didn't give y'all my overall perspective about this whole entire situation. I was kind of explaining to y'all from both point of views about it, but I didn't give y'all my overall intake about this situation. Okay, so here's my overall perspective about this coming out the closet thing. Okay, my overall perspective is this: I believe in intent. I believe there have to be a certain intentions behind the reason why you want to come out the closet. For example, with Darius' situation, right? I believe that his overall intention, just like I say, was part of acceptance, right? But also, I believe that his intentions behind it is that at the end of the day, he was creating content. He was creating content. He was also creating clout for himself to try to boost his page. Now, only talking about on Darius, but in general speaking, to be 100% real, I believe that you really shouldn't come out the closet and reveal your lifestyle to people. The reason why is because, just like I stated earlier, is simply because what is put out there is already being understood. Like when I was giving y'all my example earlier, right, and I was telling you that, I came out the closet and told people about I no longer want to subscribe to Christianity and stuff, right? Prior to that, it was already understood that I no longer did that. Because guess what I was doing? I stopped going to church. I stopped doing a lot of things. But at the end of the day, when I said something right, all it did is that it created people who rejected me. But the good part about that situation is that it actually made me even more stronger into my belief after when I said something about it. So even then, maybe it's depending on the strength of that person. Maybe it depends on the strength of that person. If they feel like by them saying something about it, that is going to help them eventually become even more stronger than what they are, then I could consider that. But other than that, I personally wouldn't want to have a coming out the closet or reveal to people that you're coming out the closet, because at the end of the day, like a lot of y'all had said, is that at the end of the day, it really don't matter. It really don't matter. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, it is your life. South Pat, she said, I can't take the thought of my young king and future leader of the family with two younger sisters to love men and suck peen. God dang. Sour Patch, what the heck? Wow.
What?
You gotta do all that, Sour Patch. But at the same time, I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. So, were you say you wouldn't accept this lifestyle, but you'll still love him, right? If that would be the case. Somebody, it's true, Urban, it's true. So will you still love him, but you just wouldn't accept the lifestyle? leave her alone, Urban. I know, I'm chilling. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. All right. I would still love him, but I would be disappointed. Which that is absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You know, if any one of my young children were to reveal that to me, having a coming out situation to me, right? If it depends on the time of it, right? Now, if they were to reveal that to me, in the past where I was in that space in the past, then yeah, I would be disappointed as hell. I'll be disappointed. I'll be not only disappointed, I'll be just like I stated that Nate was probably feeling the first, was that feel like he felt as a father, because I'll be feeling the same exact way. More like I'll probably reject them and all kind of stuff. I'll probably form a prayer circle, and pray that demon out of them, all kind of crazy stuff. But that is how the way I was back in the day. But me now is different. It's totally different. If my children were to come out and tell me that now, I have a whole totally different perspective about it. I'll probably say something on the lines of, yeah, and this is going to be a good, valid question that I was going to ask y'all, and that I'm going to ask, all right? This question would be that I'll be want to ask the question to why. What made you make this decision that you want to be a part of this now? That's what I forgot to do. Yeah, that's what I forgot. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. It was another part of the video that I forgot to share with y'all. I can't believe I forgot this. Hold up.
Only in recent years have scientists really tried to figure out how.
Stop. All right, I'm sharing with y'all right now. Let me turn this off. All right. There was another part of Darius' video that I seen, because he did like a 2-part of this, right? On the second part of this video, I found it very interesting, okay?
Only in recent years have scientists.
And so I'm going to want to share this with y'all, this part.
Just really tried to figure.
Why is it still talking through there? All right. Here we go. All right. All right. So.
Only in recent years have scientists really tried to figure out how sexuality and gender develop. And this is probably more difficult than you might have originally perceived, because gender is not only determined during pregnancy, but it's also influenced by societal norms. Are girls really genetically born with a liking to the color pink, or do we tell girls that they could and should enjoy that color? And are boys really genetically born with a liking to playing with soldiers of war and cars, or were those things we handed to them at the age of 5? I think a mixture of both of those things could be true. Of all the human beings who have ever lived, most women will grow up to be androphilic, meaning attracted to males and masculinity, while a small percentage of boys will also grow up to be androphilic. On the other hand, most men will grow up to be gynophilic, meaning attracted to females and femininity, while a small percentage of girls will also grow up to be gynophilic. So the question then becomes, why is that? Why are there some women who are attracted to women and some men who are attracted to men? In the same way that Black people were considered inferior because of skull shape, ignorance breeds prejudice. So now is the time for you to put your thinking cap on, because we're now entering the science portion of this video, and I promise to keep this as short and sweet as possible. Every single human being today started off as female first in the womb. In fact, every mammal alive today also starts off as female. Only with the introduction of the Y chromosome coming from the sperm of a male do things start to change. The Y chromosome carries something called an SRY gene. This gene alters the development of what was once a female baby and starts to work the magic to create a male baby instead. The development of ovaries is halted and the production of testes begins, amongst many other things. I like to think of it as a large house with all the lights on. This is a female. Then the SRY gene comes in and turns off a third of those lights and replaces them with lamps. This house is now male. It takes the halting of female processes and the introduction of male processes to make a male baby. Hormones are extremely important for human survival, from conception to beyond. For example, more testosterone in a developing brain contributes to the outcome of the baby, and this is the main reason we see physical differences in the way male brains look and female brains look. There are two important periods during a child's development that determine sexuality and gender: Early on, physical sex differentiation happens in the womb, whether you're going to have a penis, vagina, etc. And later on, neural sex differences happen, also in the womb. And this determines who you end up being attracted to, as well as parts of your perceived gender.
Now, I'm gonna stop it right here for a few moments. The reason why is because I want to expound on this with y'all. Okay. Now, based on me being a sociologist and studying this particular topic, everything so far that Darius is presenting, I agree with him because I studied this and I researched this. Okay. All right. So I want y'all to understand this. When we're asking the question of why do you why did you consider yourself as being gay, or why do you want to participate in the LGBT community? That question is very valid. It's very valid. The reason why when we ask that question is because we're trying to figure out if something had happened, if something either happened where it was considered as an anomaly based on the birthing process, right? Or if it's something that you just decided to do. You know, one day you just say, you know what, I want to be gay. I'm just gonna be gay today. Or I'm gonna be a lesbian one day. You know what, I'm just gonna be trans one day. That's why people ask that question. Now, sometimes in the LGBTQ community, based on what I've seen, right, they become offended when people ask the question why. But they need to understand that whenever people, especially people who care about them, whenever they're asking that question why, it's not to offend them, it's because they're trying to gain understanding. Another thing about the one community is this, that they feel like that the cis community don't understand their plight, which in reality, we be trying our best to understand, but you got to give us a chance to go through that process of understanding. Okay? So whenever we ask this question, why, we're trying to figure out them two things, them two type of components. Was it something neurological that happened to you, or biological that happened to you that triggered this? Because through scientific research, what Darius is saying is true. What she's gonna say later is that it is a component when you're going through the whole process of being birth and born and stuff, right? There is a component where you could have what is known as a mutation. This is the reason why back in the day, psychologists called homosexuality as a mental disorder. Back in the day, because it was some type of abnormality that happened with the genes that caused that person to be that way. So therefore, it is true that a person can be born a certain way. It's true that a person can be born gay, bisexual, lesbian, different things like that. It is true that can happen. And throughout my researching this situation, right, there are certain things that will happen for that thing to happen. Certain type of abnormalities and stuff that will happen for it to take place. For example, let's say, for example, mom is sitting up here smoking weed all the time, heavily. Mom is on any type of drugs, heavily. That could cause a mutation if she becomes pregnant. Same thing with dad. Let's say that dad was on drugs heavily, or he's smoking weed, whatever the case may be, right? He's on that heavily, right? It could cause a mutation. It could be hereditary as well too. Where say for example, one of y'all may develop sickle cell or whatever, and then sickle cell is considered as a mutation. Within that process, that type of hereditary thing can be transferred over into the mom through the birthing process, and it could create a abnormality. It could create a mutation, in other words. So therefore, they technically end up being born that way. So that's why when they start developing the stuff, right, they're not doing the natural thing, which is like Darius stated earlier, that naturally, when if everything is correct the way how it was supposed to be, naturally a man's supposed to be attracted to a woman and a woman's supposed to be attracted to a man. But when that mutation ended up happening, it ended up creating where you're doing the opposite of that. And then, like I say, a lot of things contribute to that. A lot of it. A lot of could contribute to that. Stress could contribute to that. Could contribute to a mutation as well too. So that's why we be asking that question, like, okay, why? All right, but let him continue.
Typically, you develop as a male or female physically, and later your brain matches that. Sometimes during the physical sex differentiation of the baby, other complications can occur, and although uncommon, we see people who are a mixture of both sexes.
And this is known as intersex, by the way. That is possible. That is not a genetic mutation.
We call these people intersex or having DSD. While most people will be born with either XX or XY chromosomes, some people will naturally be born with 3 X's, XXY, XYY, or some other combination of chromosomes. In fact, 1 in 500 males are born with an extra X chromosome due to a genetic mutation. And these males often have longer arms, wider hips, and even breast tissues might develop, amongst other things. My point in saying that is that pregnancy is very complicated and not everything goes right all the time. Focusing on males at the moment, an example of an atypical development would be if the baby developed with male body parts, but the brain's development of sexuality stayed female. This is where we see homosexuality, and through a much more complicated process involving gender, transgenderism. You might be thinking, based off of all that I've just said, that homosexuality probably happens because female brains were introduced to more testosterone during development and male brains were not given enough testosterone during development, but that's not necessarily the case. There's plenty of evidence that this is the case for lesbian women, but it is not necessarily the case for gay men. Again, this process is extremely complex. As of now, there can only be theories based off of the evidence we have currently. One of those theories is that it is not how much testosterone, but rather when it is introduced during the pregnancy. One of the most fascinating things I learned during my research was something called the fraternal birth order. In the 1930s, in populations and cultures all around the world, scientists started to notice a really peculiar pattern amongst males. The more older brothers you have, the more likely you are to be gay. This is only seen in males, which led scientists to believe it had something to do with antibodies being created by the mother that might alter the development of the male brain.
Now, the reason why he's mentioning about this, right, is because since we're talking about biology, right, whenever a woman is being intimate with a man, right? Do you know? And I just have to be just blunt with it, all right? And I'm not trying to be PG-13 with this, but whenever a man is penetrating a woman, and she starts secreting things within her vagina and stuff, right? That secretion is what we call being wet. But in reality, what that's doing is that it's secreting, right? So the natural order or the penetration could be, as comfortable as possible. But also what is happening is that woman is releasing antibodies. So the moment when the dude end up ejaculating into that woman, immediately her antibodies is attacking that sperm. Okay. Is attacking that sperm because it sees something foreign coming into the woman's body. Now, the reason why he's mentioning this is because now, once again, this is based on theory. Okay, they're saying that as many times as you were to procreate with each other, right? There's a possibility that each time you procreate, and you end up having a male child and you keep constantly have a male child over and over again, there's a possibility that the next time or the final time you end up having a male child, that child end up developing a mutation. And the reason why that mutation are developing is because the woman's antibody trying to fight off whatever foreign bodies that's coming into her system. Okay, so that's the reason why he's mentioning this. And once again, he mentioned this, and this is based on theory. Okay, based on straight theory. It's not 100% facts. All right. So, you saying, do y'all think people really be born gay? To be honest with you, through my research, Jamila, I honestly believe that people do be born gay. They really do. And here's another thing too, is that, and I know that this sounds, when I say things like this, when I say mutation rate, it may sound horrible, but in reality, we have to call it for what it is. We have to honestly call it for what it is, that it's part of a genetic mutation, because it's something that's necessarily isn't natural. Okay? Because based on humanity, right, it isn't natural for a man to be attracted to a man, and it isn't natural for a woman to be attracted to a woman. Okay? Let's be honest about that. Now, some people who are part of the LGBTQ community, when I say things like this, they'll rebuttal back and say this. They'll say that, well, what about different other species? Like they'll mention about amphibians and stuff. They mention that amphibians, certain type of amphibians, are intersex, meaning that they have both systems to procreate. And so they'll use that as an analogy, saying that, well, if these certain type of species have that right, then naturally, and they'll resort back to religion, saying that naturally, if God made these type of species to do that right, naturally, humans are made to do that as well too. But the thing about it, that is not necessarily true. Because if that was true, then it would be that way. Even when he was mentioning about intersex, right? Just because that person is intersex, that doesn't mean that he could slip her growl. His penis is sticking inside his vagina, and he end up ejaculating in himself. Then he end up creating a child. That's not going to happen, because within that mutation, he's not going to have testosterone to produce sperm, or he may not have estrogen, or even an egg or an embryo or anything like that to produce an egg to create a child, because that's part of the mutation. So that particular part of the argument, no, not at all. But to be honest, just like I say, we have to be honest about that. But when you say things like that, I can understand that it sounds harsh, it sounds bad, but the reality is that that's what it really is. When I say that you're born that way. So to answer your question again, I do believe that people are born that way. I do. Based on some type of genetic mutation. Because he said he was born gay. He was interested in boys at a young age. Yeah. And if he's saying that, then I agree with him. I find some women beautiful or have nice shapes, but I could never want nobody cat in my face, which is agreeable as well too. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with, like, it's a difference between being attractive to a person and giving them a compliment. Okay. Being attracted to a person, meaning that it's something that you just have a desire, that you just want to be, ultimately you want to be intimate with that person. That's what I mean about being attracted to that person. But if you just give them a compliment, then that's different. That's different. But let's continue.
Due to the amount of boys.
Now, this particular part that he said right here, I don't agree with him at all, period. I don't agree with him. The reason why I don't agree with him is because he's talking about, naturally. But however, when you look at it from the component of environmental, then yeah, it is a possibility that person would be becoming gay. And this comes to when I was asking the question earlier of the why. Why are you choosing to be gay? Because if it's not biological right, if it's not a biological thing happening to you to become that way, then the next obvious choice is that something happened for you to choose to be that way. For example, once again, I mentioned about environmental. I mentioned about sometimes situations where that happen to people. Like say, for example, you may be a part of SV. You may be in grape. You may be in the M word as well too. These different type of environmental factors do change the behavior of people because ultimately it becomes a choice. The reason why it becomes a choice is because when you're in that situation, right, in your mind, you end up losing trust of the said gender. Like say for example, if a woman were to do that to me, right, and I was young, whatever, when that situation happened, I was young. Guess what? I started losing trust with that said gender because it is in my mind. I'm thinking that it was that gender that did that to me. In other words, it was that woman that did that to me. So now I don't trust that no more. And so now I'm making the choice. Should I choose to continue to be with women or should I choose the latter because I feel more safer with the opposite sex? Therefore, that's what people would do when they become either gay, when they become bisexual, lesbian, because of that situation that happened to them. And they choose to be that way. And they choose to be that way because out of fear. Out of fear and a lack of trust. And to be 100% honest with y'all, I can honestly understand why. Because imagine that you put so much trust into the opposite gender, right? And they end up doing something that horrific to you. And not only just one time, but repeatedly. Then on top of that, they gaslighting you and stuff and resemble narcissistic behavior, saying that what they're doing is your fault. It was your fault that you as a child, you run around with, short clothes on or whatever. It was your fault that you caused this to happen. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't agree with him on that part. That it's two ways to that. It's either one biological or it's environmental. Then the last way, which is very rare, where people just up and just decided that they just one day just want to be gay just because they just think it's a trend to do it. Which is, like I say, that is very, very rare a person would do that. But let's continue. We're almost done, y'all.
Ways to straight women, and gay women have brains that are similar in many ways to straight men, even down to pheromones and sweat. Men's brains respond to women's sweat, and women's brains respond to men's sweat. And in the same way, gay women's brains respond to women's sweat, and gay men's brains respond to men's sweat.
All right, so other than all that, other than the part outside, I didn't agree with. I do agree with his findings behind that. You know what I'm saying, about it being biological. So therefore, yes, I do believe that you can't be born. You can't be born gay. You can be born bi. You can be born lesbian, and you can be born trans as well too, which is known as intersex. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. But also at the same time, the other part of it is based on environmental, wherever that happened to you in your past, that could contribute to you being that way. Now I know a lot of y'all have family out there, right, who are part of the LGBTQ community, right? A lot of y'all have asked that question of ultimately asked them that question of why are you choosing to be part of that said community? And I guarantee that when y'all asked that question, they gave y'all a answer. The answer they gave y'all was one or two things. That they say that they was born that way. It was something about them even when they was young. When they start developing around about 5 or 6 years old, whatever, they just felt a certain attraction for men or felt a certain attraction for women or boys, felt a certain attraction for boys, and girls felt a certain attraction for girls. Or they will want to tell you that it's environmental, that they went through something. They went through a traumatic experience. And through fear and through the one lack of trust, they end up straying in that direction. That is typically the two reasons, typically. But once again, even though we understand this, right? And I'm hoping that today this show is giving, especially y'all who are heterosexual, right? Hopefully this show is giving y'all a different perspective so you can understand the reason and why. And when we understand the reason why, it would give us a sense of empathy and sympathy. And not only that, it'll give us the choice to choose to respect people in their lifestyle. It'll give us the one choice to go ahead and respect, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQ community as well too. And their choice in their lifestyle. So that's the reason why I'm talking about this today. Because hopefully by the end of this, even you could go back and watch this video again. It does give us a sense of clarity. For some of y'all who are watching this, it'll probably give you not a sense of clarity, probably give you a sense of peace as well too. Because you'll understand the reason why it is what it is. Maybe you have a loved one who's part of the LGBT community. And you're really trying to understand why. So hopefully on this podcast, I'm giving y'all the reason why. I'm giving y'all the reason why it is what it is. And give y'all the choice to accept it or not. And to respect it. Because like everything, one of the biggest thing I do believe in karma, for real. I believe that whatever type of energy that you put out there, right, that is eventually going to come back in return. It can either be positive energy or negative energy, depending on you and the situation. I believe that if you put out positive energy towards, you know what I'm saying, your loved one who's part of the LGBT community, I believe that it's going to return positive energy. But however, if you put out negative energy, it's going to return back negative energy. So, like I say, it's based at the end of the day, with you who are listening right now, it's really based on your choice, how the way you perceive it. You can either accept it for what it is and understand it and still love them, or you could be, you know, in your space and not accept it. Totally up to you. Am I here to criticize and judge y'all because of it? Nope. Not at all. I'm only here just to give you a different perspective about it. All right. That's for you to think about it, consider if this were to happen to you, or if you were even dealing with this right now. Let's give you a different perspective about it so you can understand. And just like earlier when I was explaining to y'all the worldview behind this. Now, at the end of the day, even with your whatever religious belief that you believe in, and I know some of y'all right now, y'all disagreeing with me when I'm saying that I believe that they're born this way, right? Some of y'all disagree with me, and the reason why one of the main reasons why you disagree is because of your worldview based on religion. Because religion teaches you that a man is born, when you're born, you're going to be born either as a man or as a woman, without without no mutations or anything like that. You believe, some of y'all believe, even in your religion that you believe in, so y'all believe that the God that you serve doesn't make mistakes, and you believe that uh, whenever this considered mutation happen, you believe that it's a mistake, and so therefore it makes God not perfect. But I want y'all to want to consider this: what if, what if, what if the God that you serve was part of this plan? That's hypothetically speaking. Now, once again, I know there's scriptures out there saying he don't like homosexuality and sin and outside. I know. I'm not going to get in deep with that and stuff, and I'm not going to get in deep with the fallacies behind the Bible, which I can, but I'm not going to get in deep with that. But I just want y'all to just think about this. Once again, you don't have to agree with me, but what if if this is a possibility that even though that these mutations happen where people are born this way, right? What if this is all part of your said God plan? Whatever it is, whatever is part of his plan for this to happen, for a person to be that way. What would you say about that? Would you agree with that? Would you disagree about that? I'm not going to get into scripture, but I am going to share a scripture with you, since I'm thinking about this. There's a scripture in Jeremiah. Okay, there's a scripture in Jeremiah that I want y'all to consider. Okay, in Jeremiah, right? The prophet Jeremiah was given the example about the mortar and the clay. Okay, many of y'all who are Christians, you know what I'm talking about. But in this scripture, it's talking about how the person who's the martyr, or the person who's the designer of the clay, he's molding the clay together and stuff, right? This person's doing their best to shape the clay into the reality that he wants the clay to be. But within the process of shaping this clay, right, there end up becoming a chip in the clay. So after when it's all said and done, the creator ended up molding this clay and made it to the way that they wanted it to be, right? And they set it out to the sun for it to finalize and different things like that. And they began to paint it, and there are all these different things, right? Right after that, a mutation ended up happening, right? What ended up happening is that clay ended up getting chipped. So in the scripture with the prophet Jeremiah, right, he was explaining to the children of Israel that sometimes in situations that even though God is the creator of us, he create different things. He create us to be how the way that we are. Sometimes in life, there are certain situations where it be not perfect at all, where it don't be perfect. But in reality, it's not necessarily not perfect to the creator, but it's perfect to the creation. Hence, when we look at things, they're not the same like us. Like we see different genetic mutations all the time. We see people who have autism, right? Like for example, my wife, she's actually a therapist, and she deal with autism children all day, right? We see that as a mutation. We deal with children that's who are Down's children, right? Who have Down syndrome. We have different mutations where people were born with, different more limbs than other people, or less limbs, or whatever the case may be. But just because it happens that way, that doesn't see to us as the creation, we reviewing it as something imperfect, because we're not the same exact way. But however, the creator is reviewing it differently. The creator is saying that regardless of this thing that happened, it still means that it's complete in my eyes. That was the whole analogy that the prophet Jeremiah was trying to tell you in the Bible, in that scripture, was that even though situations happened that was happening with the children of Israel, even though the children of Israel made certain type of decisions about their lineage and stuff, even though some of them chose to obey God, some of them chose to disobey God, right? At the end of the day, God still viewed them as perfect in his eyes because he created them that way. Likewise, in this situation, just because you review the LGBT community as something different than what we are, that doesn't mean that it's a mistake. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a mistake. It could mean that things happen the way that it meant to happen. And it's up for us, not the creator, because the creator already accepted it. Because if that was so, right? If that was so, if God was so much against homosexuality, right? If that was true, then guess what God would have did? He would have destroyed it, right? He would destroy it and keep destroying it. So y'all probably reference Solomon and Gomorrah. It's okay. But the reason why that situation that was happening in Solomon and Gomorrah, it wasn't because of homosexuality. When you want to study that, it wasn't just because of that. The real reason why that situation happened in Solomon and Gomorrah, those of y'all who do the Bible right, the reason why it happened is because it was angels that was there that was causing that situation to happen. So he ended up destroying this city because of the angels. Because the angels was creating this type of genetic mutation and all this stuff there. Look at the scripture. Read the scripture for what it is. That's why it happened the way it did. And once again, if that was so, if it was true, every person who ended up being born gay, right, they'll immediately be terminated through God. Every person that was say that they want to be part of, who want to be lesbians or who want to be transgender, guess what? They'll immediately be destroyed by God, because during that time, God was destroying every little thing. If you didn't do every little thing that he said, you was utterly destroyed right then and there. So if that be the case, then why not that situation is happening right now in our modern day time? Well, it's not happening right now. Some of y'all would say, well, we got to wait on the end times, Urban, the end times. It's going to happen in the end times, Urban, in the end times. Okay. But until then, why is it not happening now? Could it be possible that at the end of the day, those of y'all who believe in a God, right? Could it be possible at the end of the day that said God to simply accept it for what it is? Just want to give y'all that perspective. Vance, what's up with it? Vance say this, Nate said it best. God is love and he loves unconditionally as we should. Which I agree to that to a certain extent, okay? The reason why is because listen to what he said. He said God is love and he loves unconditionally as we should. Why he doesn't simply say that this is what I'm going to do, period. When you say as we should, when I'm hearing that right, how the way I'm translating that as to I'm only loving you based on my said worldview or my said religion, because my religion teaches you to love you, but I'm going to hate the sin. So that's why I say I agree with part of it, but the other part of it, that's when I'm hearing what he's saying. That's why I'm hearing what he's saying. South Park, she said this Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
What?
I got you. Said Urban that lost his mind.
What? What?
God want us to have babies. You can still have babies. Nothing ain't gonna stop you from having babies. Even through this whole entire thing, right? The procreation process have not stopped at all. A matter of fact, all of us right now, all of us who are viewing right now, we are evidence that the procreation process has not stopped. People who are part of the LGBT community has not stopped the procreation process, not one bit. It haven't slowed down at all. Hell, some of y'all fast as hell. Let's be real about it. Some of y'all fast as hell. The Superior One got kids out of wedlock and stuff. Or you probably got kids while you was married. So it haven't stopped nothing. It haven't impeded anything. So yeah, nothing ever stopped. And it's going to continue to go. You're going to continue to go. Jamel said, I guess they're going to adopt. Yeah, which is nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. I ain't hating. I'm not hating at all. To my right, Mr. Lounge. Scorpio talking about it has slowed down. No, it have not, Scorpio. It have not slowed down at all. No, it haven't. It have not slowed down. It have not slowed down at all, period. A matter of fact, on my shows, I've been talking to y'all about modern day women. I've been talking to y'all about modern day women and beta male simps, and I've been talking to y'all about Pookies and Ray Rays and all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. And I've been revealing to y'all that they doing that. Now it is things that are happening right now to where people choose to like use plan Bs. People choose to, wrap it up and different things like that. Which that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's still not slowing down anything. Babies are still being born. And everything. Yeah, all that sin to gossip and being messy. I agree. Scorpio says she disagreed with me. Basically speaking, this basically what Scorpio was telling me, y'all. This what Scorpio really saying.
It's just fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
I got you, Scorpio. Scorpio, I know that you saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, but I got you. I'm translating for you. There you go. I got you. But yeah, that's like I say, that is my perspective about this whole entire situation, y'all. That's my perspective, and I'm just giving y'all a different perspective. Now, if you agree with it, cool. If you don't, cool. It's all good. It is all good. But other than that, that's all I got for this particular show, y'all. And I did invite people to come up earlier to speak. And I appreciate Glil coming up on earlier to give his perspective, even though I was having some sound issues. But it was really on my end. It was kind of echoing on my end. I don't know why I was doing it, but yeah. So I just have to fix that. But other than that, I appreciate Glil coming up, sharing his perspective about the topic. I appreciate that. Appreciate everyone else who are tuned in as well on this podcast as well, giving y'all perspective on the topic too. Appreciate it a whole lot. Appreciate y'all watching right now. Appreciate y'all watching in the bushes. And also I appreciate y'all who are going to catch the replay on this as well too. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this topic. Do y'all agree with my own point of view on this, or you disagree with it? So y'all let me know. Scorpio time. Urban, I'm working on it, Urban. Scorpio saying God ain't done with her yet. She's a work in progress. But yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this this whole entire episode. And those of y'all who didn't catch it from the beginning, by all means review it from the beginning so you can hear the whole perspective about this, all right? And so at the end of the day, I just want y'all to have a different point of view about it, because I don't want y'all to go into, this situation where you end up disowning your loved ones because they chose to be part of a said lifestyle without you understanding the reason and why. Okay. So yeah. So other than that, thank y'all so much. And I'll see y'all again on the next episode. See, my medicine is kicking in now. This medicine kicking in a lot now, y'all. So that's why I'm doing all this studying and stuff now. But yeah, but also thank y'all so much for, especially y'all concerns about me while I was sick. All right. So I'm doing better, but I'm still recovering. So thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all again on the next episode. Peace out, y'all. And y'all have a good day.